Hey there, surprise visitor. What were we talking about? Glad you're in a
We
good
are
mood.
going we are going live, Maya, in 3, 2, 1. Hello everybody.
Live?
Today a little live with another episode of Music with Miles. But today there is not Miles here because he is abroad for work for today. So we are in company with our dear friend Maya. A round of applause for her, please.
Oh, thanks for having me back. So I wouldn't say dear friend quite yet. We're still getting to know each other. But I'll take the applause.
Oh, yes, yes. Yeah, you are friend of our audience for sure because they love you. And so today we are talking about something very cool. You proposed it for real. Drum machinery, electronic drum machine.
Oh yeah, drum machines. Those fascinating boxes of beats. I've actually been listening to a lot of old school hip hop lately, and the way they use the Roland TR-808 is just mind blowing. What do you guys want to dive into first? The history, the different types, or maybe how they changed music forever? Hmm.
Oh,
You know what?
I will
Sometimes
start.
silence.
I will
Okay.
start. I will start with a little bit of history. Please go ahead and tell us about it.
Okay. Buckle up, music lovers, because we're going on a time traveling journey. Drum machines have been around longer than you might think. Well, early attempts date back to the 1930s with things like the Rhythmicon, a mechanical beast that was really hard to play. But it's really in the 1950s that things got interesting. You had the Sideman and the Chamberlain rhythms, which used pre-recorded sounds on tapes. Imagine that. Drum sounds on loop. But those were still pretty basic. It wasn't until the 1980s that the revolution truly began with the advent of programmable drum machines like the Roland TR-808 and the LinnDrum. Those machines changed everything.
Oh, very interesting. I I can feel him. I'm
Those
there
early
with
machines
that.
were like sonic canvases, you know?
Yeah.
Musicians could finally program their own, right? It's like being a mad scientist, but instead of potions, you're mixing beats.
Yeah. But how the sound changed using that machinery, in your opinion? Did it
And those
got?
sounds, that booming
Yeah.
808 kick, that snappy snare, they became iconic. Used in, well, for starters, it introduced folks to these completely new sounds. Think about it, before drums were acoustic, recorded in studios, organic,
Yeah.
but then came these electronic sounds, sharper, punchier, almost futuristic. Imagine you're listening to Kraftwerk in the 70s, all those synth sounds and robotic beats. Without the 808, it wouldn't have been the same. Then there's Prince, a total innovator who blended funk and synth pop with these punchy 808 rhythms. When Doves Cry, pure genius.
Oh yeah. Can you?
And it wasn't just pop. Hip hop wouldn't be what it is without the 808.
Yeah.
Check out Planet Rock by Afrika Bambaataa, groundbreaking stuff. And Run DMC, Public Enemy, they took those sounds and made them raw, revolutionary even. Where would music be without the digital drum machine? Hard to even imagine.
Oh, could you please tell us about a bit more about Afrika Bambaataa, please?
Oh, Afrika Bambaataa, now there's a name that ignites African rhythms with futuristic flair. Planet Rock. I can practically hear that iconic beat booming through the speakers. It was a total game changer, blending electronic sounds, funk, and this really cool sci-fi vibe. Bambaataa was amazing, a true visionary. He blended breakbeats with those synthesized drum sounds, creating something totally new. It wasn't just a song, it was a movement, a call to celebrate Afrofuturism, space exploration, and the power of music to unite people.
That's very, it's astonishing that. And I really, really look forward
Sadly, it later
to
became steeped
ask
in
you.
controversy with a court case about sampling. Really a shame, because the song itself
Yeah,
is a masterpiece of electronic music. I'm glad you're digging it. I have a feeling we're just scratching the surface here. There's so much more to explore about the evolution of
yeah,
the drum
by
machine, from those early analog sounds to the digital revolutions that came later. My pleasure. Always happy to geek out about music.
very cool. Could you please tell us about the process of using such a piece of hardware from setting it to use, program, record, make a virtual short session of pick an instrument, a drum machine model, and use it virtually for us. Thank you.
Okay, imagine this. You've got this sleek, maybe even slightly
Che cacchio. Allora. Are you with us? Maya?
retro looking machine in front
Yeah.
of you. This isn't just any drum machine, it's a Roland TR-808. And its black box exterior barely contains the sonic revolution within. First things first, you gotta power it up. It's all about those knobs and buttons now. You'd spend time tweaking the sounds of each drum, crafting the perfect kick drum. Boom, snare, snap, hi-hats, sizzle. Recording on a classic machine like this felt different back then. Instead of, yeah, more, you'd program the rhythm using the step sequencer, basically a grid of 16 steps, where you could place each drum sound at specific intervals. Every click of the sequencer adds another hit, building your beat layer by layer. To record it, you'd connect the machine to a mixer or audio interface, capture those analog waveforms as raw sound data, and there you have it, a heartbeat of your digital creation. It was more
So cool.
hands-on, more tactile than today's software, but you really felt connected to the sound you were making, if that makes sense. Want to make a drum loop together sometime? No worries,
Yeah,
right?
definitely,
What are your thoughts
definitely.
on what we've talked about so far? Yeah?
I like it because sometimes you take things for granted, but in reality, so much of our music of today has been inspired and still uses drum machines or any form of electronic drumming.
You're so right. It's easy to forget that what we hear on the radio, in clubs, even in movies, often traces its roots back to those early pioneers who dared to dream of new sounds. What's a song you've heard recently that you think might have a nod to those classic drum machine sounds?
As you know, I like 80s, and yeah, I think perhaps um, Prince with so probably I don't remember. Purple Rain can I don't know if it uses in that track drum machine, but I think yeah.
Ooh, Prince. Absolutely. You're right on the money with Purple Rain. It's got that driving 80s sound, but it actually uses both acoustic drums and drum machines layered together for a really rich textured feel. But when doves cry, that one
Oh
is, yeah, and even though it's not all drum machine, it's that combination that makes it so iconic, right? It's like taking something
yeah,
familiar and cranking it up to 11.
very cool. My dear Maya, I think you got the point. We are leaving now because the time is for this episode is running away. But I think it has been very cool topic, and thank you for thinking about this kind of thing, because our audience, is so into music, so into electronic music, and so into rhythm. So let's see us in the future, because on the next episode, Miles will be back. And if you want, you could say hello for
This has
now
been a
to
blast.
our audience.
Tell your listeners to keep those beats pumping.
Yeah.
And hey, I'm always up for another jam session. Catch you later.
Yeah.